The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go. Kara, how you feeling this morning?
Awake.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
As opposed to...
Not awake.
Case, how you feeling?
You know.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Wow. What can we do differently, Case, to get it going here?
Nothing. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, okay.
All good.
Everything's fine?
No,
Are you sure?
I'm really relaxed. I'm having fun. It's
You
good.
need a monster drink?
I don't have I brought my sparkling ice. What flavor is this? Black raspberry,
Yeah.
0 sugar, vitamins, antioxidants, caffeine, vitamins A, B, and D.
Sounds like everything you need.
I'm set. I'm a model of health.
It doesn't sound like it's working.
I think I'm doing okay.
All right.
How
good.
are you, Brian?
I'm outstanding. What a day we have today for you. Lollapalooza at 8. We're going to give you the tickets to a song scramble. That's not all. At 7:10, Vampire Weekend tickets, very highly sought after, as Case informed me yesterday with Northerly Island, how they do it. And I've only seen Dave Matthews Band do this. That when they sell the show to a certain capacity, they open up the fences in the back and open up the grass area where it can go from like 10,000 to 30,000
Right.
people. And they've done that for these shows. There's 2 shows of Vampire Weekend. So very popular, very fun, great time. You'll be there.
I'm going to that. The second Vampire Weekend show. We're giving away tickets to the Friday show. I'll be at Saturday. I'm really excited. I've never seen them.
Well, you'll win tickets. You can hang out with Case.
Yeah.
We'll bring you a caffeinated sparkling drink that's
I'll
good
bring
for
you
you.
anything you want. I just want to make you happy.
Last time I was there at Dave Matthews, I drank 5 of the double big can Bud Light seltzers.
Oh, boy.
And we lived downtown then over in Streeterville. And we just started saying it was hot and sweaty out and was never going to get an Uber. So we just started walking the lakefront at like 2 in the morning.
Oh, boy.
And we made it home. I'm here. But it was a long walk. Like we
Yeah.
thought, you think it's like a mile.
It's a long walk just to Michigan Avenue from there.
It is.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Soldier Field why they want a new
Right.
the stadium because it's just hard to get out of there. And just kept walking. And before I knew it, it was like 4 in the morning. You know, stop a little, make out a little bit then under the moonlight by the water.
Make out?
Yeah, like the water and the moon outside. It was very pretty.
How often do you do PDA?
Not often.
No.
No. I mean, what do you consider hugging or hand holding PDA?
I do. Hand holding, especially.
Yeah, but you're, cold.
Kara?
Yeah. You're not a romantic like Brian and
That's
I.
true.
Yeah, you're a romantic.
I am.
I've never seen you do PDA with your girlfriend.
You've never really been around my girlfriend.
A couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one was at your child's birthday party.
Right.
And the other was at a Twisted Christmas. Probably not the best time to start feeling her up.
You could have done that at the Super Bowl party I had over there. You could have.
That was tense. No, that was a tense night.
Why was that?
Because she's a Chiefs fan and your wife is an Eagles fan. They were
Facts.
playing each other in the Super Bowl.
Very tense.
And to this day, I think my girlfriend is really insecure that the Chiefs won that Super Bowl. She feels bad about it.
She needs to let it go. She needs to get over that and move on. Kara, are you all a fan of PDA?
I like it, but I don't get it much. So,
Oh, yikes.
yeah. No, but like I think it's cute when I see, especially older people holding hands,
Oh, yeah.
walking down the street.
Yeah.
I remember saying it to a husband once. I'm like, wouldn't it be cute if we held hands when we're old? I'm thinking, wait, we don't hold hands now.
All right, so enough of the PDA talk. I don't know if you guys are into it. I'm usually not into it when I see other people do it. And especially, I was on a train one time for a long train ride, and the people were making out, like in front of me,
Yeah.
like the whole ride.
Yeah, like that.
I'm like, all right, we get it. You guys like each other. You know?
Why can't you be unhappy like me?
That was before I got married. Anyway, also tickets for Ticket Blitz Thursday, Kings of Leon at 8:20 and 9. So here's the times to remember. 7:10, 8, 8:20, and 9 for all the free stuff. Not to mention today is Piece of Garbage Madness Day. How about that? March Madness, get your brackets done by 11 o'clock. And that's for, of course, you people gambling out there on the basketball tournament. But Piece of Garbage Madness will launch today with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. This is our bracket of people and things that are terrible, have been pieces of garbage in the past year. So that's going to debut on social media. The voting will happen on all of Q101 social, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll let you know when the first matchup is launched, so stay here.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
And it's time for a fact that makes your brain go. This one is truly one that is ridiculous. I read this morning at about 4 in the morning, and I couldn't believe it's true. And it involves Russia. Okay, so let's just say the Russian hacking stuff with elections is pretty wild, right? Mm-hmm. And maybe they controlled our elections. Let's just say that's true. Let's just say that's out there. That's nothing compared to this fact about Russia. So what they did was they gave away and traded 17 submarines, 17 of their submarines, of their fleet, for this from the U.S.
Oh, no.
And they did this, and I can't tell you what they traded. You can take a guess on what they would have traded, okay? And the text line at 312-591-8300. It was a secret thing, by the way. So this is unknown. And it didn't happen yesterday or last week. It's a little while ago.
But we didn't get Brittany Griner for the submarines, right?
It's pre that as well.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. They didn't give us 17 submarines from or we give them, yeah. Because they gave the submarines in trade for this thing.
Wow, what's worth 17 submarines?
Well, I want you to think about that for a few minutes, Kara. Take a guess. You want to guess off the top of your head?
A big secret of some sort.
Well,
I mean, you know.
I can see what you're saying there. Like it's a spy mission or some sort, and they gave up this to get information. Well, it might be that, but we'll get there in a minute. Just give us till 6:30. We'll give you that fact. Russia gave up 17 submarines in a secret project to get this from us, the great America. Okay? It's a fact that makes your brain go.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Well, time for the fact that makes your brain just go. Now, I was stunned when I read this morning. Never heard of this before. And a couple of our listeners have. So some checked in on the text line and they knew what this was about. So I did say the Russians did something that's crazy. And now...
The Russians did?
The Russians.
Something crazy?
That's right. Now, think of all the crazy things Russians have done and Russia has done.
Name them.
I can name one where they almost launched a nuclear war back in the 80s based on lightning.
I don't know this story. What happened?
This is not the fact. I'll give you this quick recap of it. It happened back in the 80s. They put this new satellite system up to detect American nuclear warheads coming into Russia. They put it up, and it said that all of our warheads have been launched. This is in the middle of the night. So every one of the people in the Russian command center said, we got to launch our missiles. We have to go. This is it. They're on their way. And one guy in there said, this can't be real. There's been no strife going on between us at this time. Something's wrong. This can't be real. And everybody said, no, we have to launch the missiles. You're going to get executed if you don't launch the missiles. Oh. He kept his guns going. He said, no, we will not launch them because this is crazy. This can't be right. Turns out their radar system was detecting lightning and atmospheric storms over Russia. Now, there's a documentary about this guy. He actually then got demoted for not launching the missiles.
At least he didn't get killed, though.
He didn't get killed, but he basically died, broke somewhere in Russia, like Siberia, and no one ever thanked him for saving the world. We wouldn't be here right now if that happened.
Wow. I want to thank him. Is he still around?
I think he passed away.
Oh.
You can pour one out today for him, Kara.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, dedicate your lunch to him.
Yeah, that's a true story. But that's not this story. This one is more fun. What the crazy Russia did. What they did is, I said they traded 17 submarines for something in America secretly in the 80s, right around this time too. And again, Kara thinks it was for a secret. Case, what do you think it might be for?
I'm afraid it's for more military weapons. I think the U.S. has some stuff, and Russia was like, well, we'll take that. It'll all be good.
That sounds great too, and it probably happened, but I said this was fun.
Oh.
They traded 17 submarines, a frigate, a cruiser, and a destroyer in 1989 to Pepsi.
Oh, really?
So they could get more Pepsi.
Oh, wow. Why doesn't Pepsi use it in their ads?
Well, I don't know if they want to.
I don't know if they want to be tied into the Russians.
So apparently Russia loved Pepsi even more than us.
Wow.
First off, I hate Pepsi. I'm a Coke guy.
I love it. I love it. I'm a big
love
Pepsi guy.
I like Diet Pepsi.
You like Diet Pepsi? Mm-hmm. And you like Mountain Dew products.
Well, I like Pepsi.
Oh, okay. You drink Pepsi over Coke?
Yeah.
I forgot now. Is Mountain Dew a Pepsi or a Coke product?
Mountain Dew is a Pepsi product.
Okay.
Which is why the news that Subway starting in 2025 is going to Pepsi.
Yeah.
Means I'm going to be able to get my meatball sub with a Mountain Dew. America's changing, and it's changing for the better.
Actually, I'm never going to Subway again. I need my Coke Zero. I need a regular Coke when I go out. I treat myself, get a regular Coke.
Yeah,
a
you
good,
do.
Oh,
If
good.
there's Jack Daniels, I want a regular Coke.
What about vodka?
Vodka and Coke, that doesn't sound good to me.
I just think maybe you drink vodka straight, Kara. That's what I'm saying. So this was a bizarre agreement that Russia sold Pepsi or in trade for more Pepsi, 17 submarines, a frigate, a cruiser, and a destroyer in 89 to keep the soda flowing to its citizens' mouths. With all this firepower, Pepsi indirectly became the 6th largest naval fleet in the world.
What did they do with those submarines?
Good question. You think they would have waged war with Coke? It took them down. But instead, they actually turned in all the ships for scrap metal.
Oh, that's not fun.
No, it's
That's
not
actually
at all.
smart, though, if it's worth money.
No,
Well-
I don't want to be smart. I want to have fun, Kara.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to launch a missile into Montana or something. Can you imagine if someone gave you a destroyer? So many things you could do. So many activities.
So many things you could destroy.
Right. So they called this the deal of the century because actually it paid. I guess it said it came up. It came out to not a lot of money with the steel. Like we should have asked our guy who competed in trivia yesterday because he sells steel for a living.
Right.
It would have been nice to know. But this was a good deal for Russia, I guess, because it was better than cash or better than money because they just gave up these ships they didn't really want. They had so many ships that they could give up 17 of them and for Pepsi.
Well, and Pepsi is priceless at the end of the day.
I guess.
Right. I'm assuming they were kind of outdated, too. Like, they didn't need these ships. You know, these just...
I would think that actually that time, because that was Russia falling apart. I think it was 91 when Russia just fell apart, or Soviet Union, I should say, Soviet Union. So they gave up these things. That's when they just kept building up their armory. If you ever see the movie Lord of War with Jared Leto, who's in Piece of Garbage Madness, by the way, to bring everything full circle, great movie, but it's about that, of how the gun runners basically started taking everything in Russia after it went down and then sold all those guns and tanks and missiles and everything over the world. Well, I'm in a lot of history out here today. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. If
You're
it
a
will-
wealth of knowledge.
I'm just trying to educate our people out there. I still think it's funny that they gave
is.
17 ships up for Pepsi.
They should have, parked one at Montrose Harbor, made it a bed and breakfast.
Oh, that would have been
You know?
nice.
Yeah. I would have stayed there.
I wonder if any of it was Crystal Pepsi. I don't know the year range of Crystal Pepsi. That was later. That's the 90s.
that
I
was a
think, right?
90s thing. That was a 90s thing.
There was Pepsi Clear, I think.
Yeah.
Crystal Pepsi.
Pepsi Blue.
What was that?
It was a blue Pepsi.
It was actually blue color?
I think so, yeah.
Was it good?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Blue Pepsi?
Now, here's a question for you, Brian. Since
Yes.
you're, educating the masses.
Yeah.
Was Russia still under communist regime at this time?
It was, because it was 87.
Oh my God! Can you imagine the taste of freedom? You crack open a Pepsi can.
Woo!
You just think, oh, this is what Leave It to Beaver and Andy Griffith and everything else that was pure Americana. This is what this led to, was me cracking open a Pepsi in Moscow.
I'm proud to be an American Russian. Whatever. Yeah.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Well, we're just talking about in the fact that makes your brain go, how the Russians paid Pepsi in submarines, 17 of them, for Pepsi because they just loved Pepsi back then. Me, I'm a Coke guy. I don't get it. I don't understand. But a lot of people checked in and said, was that when they gave away that jet fighter? There's that documentary.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
see a case?
I did. It's on Netflix. Kenzie saw it. Kenzie loved it. She recommended it to me, and I checked it out, where there was a giveaway where Pepsi was going to give away a jet. Somebody basically gamed the contest and figured out a way to accumulate these Pepsi points sooner than they should have. And then Pepsi said, we're not giving you a jet.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, you were serious about that.
Yeah, I kind of wanted the jet. It's too bad.
What would you do with a jet?
Well, I think I would have to park it here because I don't have space at home. So in our NBC lot where I park the Rogue, I just park it here.
Take up the whole lot.
I just imagine what's this called? I'm doing a hand motion to Brian. The gate on the parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
What's that? Like the arm?
It's a gate, the arm of the gate, yeah.
Yeah.
I just imagine that coming down on top of the jet.
And it scrapes the whole thing like, it's got to be only 6'2" or lower to get in this lot.
Oh, man. I'd love for you to have a jet. You deserve that. You've worked hard.
I think so. I'd
It'll
leave
make
it here.
your ride to work a lot more fun.
Yeah. Can you imagine that from the north side, just from like right around Wrigley? Could be here.
You should be able to have some sort of militaristic vehicle.
I think so.
That's 2025. We're going to get you something. I don't know if
Thank
it's
you.
a tank or a jet
Thank you.
or a submarine. We're going to get you something.
I'm glad you understand me.
I do.
Yeah. In the meantime, some sad news this morning. I can't believe this dropped yesterday quietly. Tried to sneak it by us here. No, you're not going to do that. The Chicago rat hole is dead. Now, we talked about this. We were the first to break the news about the rat hole in this neighborhood. It's been there forever in Roscoe Village on the streets. It was a, concrete impression of a rat. Actually, it turned out to be probably a squirrel, as zoologists looked at it and said, there's no way that's a rat. But it called the rat hole. People went there and got married by the rat hole. Some Q101 listeners went out there and just so much patronage to this great Chicago landmark. Another landmark gone. They filled it in yesterday. Now, it was filled in months ago by, they believe, people in the neighborhood, but then it was dug out. It was some kind of plaster that could easily chip out with a spoon, and so it got back out again, and it was living. But according to the aldermen in the neighborhood, the residents were a little upset about everybody coming in the neighborhood and doing all this. Alderman Scott Wagaspak said the neighbors grew tired of locals and tourists swarming, taking pictures, making noise, littering the sidewalk, because they left, like, booze there. It was a very beautiful Chicago icon thing. I'm sorry you happen to live in a condo right in front of it. I mean, if you live near the Sears Tower, we're not moving the Sears Tower, right?
No, we're not
quite the
moving
same
the
thing.
Sears Tower, Brian.
What I'm saying is, if you live there, you know it's there.
Right.
You knew it was there. I'm sorry it took off and got popular for people in the neighborhood. And had to ruin this great thing, this great icon is gone now. It's filled in, and now it's filled in for good. So now it's filled in with concrete. The rat hole is gone.
I don't even know what to say.
I know you didn't like it. I know you didn't like the whole idea of the fun of the rat hole.
I just felt bad for the rat. I was like reminding you that someone died here.
Well, again, it was probably a squirrel.
Or the squirrel.
Yeah. I mean,
Squirrels are basically rats with tails, aren't they?
no, squirrels are nice. Rats are horrible.
I don't know where I live. There's too
I don't
many
think
squirrels.
squirrels are nice. Squirrels are awful.
Nah, they're just trying to get nuts.
No, they eat your bird seed. They get all up in your business.
You shouldn't have a bird feeder anyway, to be honest.
Why not? I can't
Because
have
it's
birds.
annoying.
Oh, well, what's wrong with a bird feeder?
Because birds are scary. I don't want birds coming around me.
They need to eat too.
They can figure it out. They figured it out for millions of years. They didn't think a bird feeder in Roscoe Village saved the bird's life.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
You got me there.
I've seen a bird eating garbage. They're fine. And I don't like birds. I like dinosaurs flying around. They're going to turn on us one day.
I would rather have a bird feeder than a squirrel feeder. I don't like squirrels, but it's genetic. My dad grew up. My dad taught me to hate squirrels. It
Yeah.
was just part of the family.
Huh.
He hated squirrels. His dad hated squirrels. I'm sure his great grandfather hated squirrels.
Oh.
This is just what my family does.
Oh, so I'm glad it was a family affair.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and Carrie, you were going to say about the rat hole that you think it's a good thing or a bad thing that's
I thought it
filled
was
in.
a good. Well, no, I don't like that it's full.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I'm glad I don't have to look at a shadow of a carcass. That's all.
Yeah, but you didn't go by it every day.
No, I didn't.
It's
I didn't
okay.
cause litter. I mean, I'm ashamed of the people that ruined it for everyone else.
Well, I live not far from it, and I never saw it. I never went over there to see it. I just, I'd go home, and then Chicago PD would be on, so I'd rewatch that from the
Right.
night before, and I'd figure something else out. Watch Sopranos, maybe.
Check up on Entourage, see what Turtle's doing.
Maybe make some DraftKings bets. I just never got over to the rat hole. I lived literally probably 2 miles from it, if that. And it's like, man, it's gone now. So it's been filled in. I don't know how you feel about it, but it's one more landmark gone in Chicago, which is part of Piece of Garbage Madness, is landmarks in Chicago either changing their name or going away. I don't like it.
In fact, I wonder, is the rat hole part of it? Is
The rat hole was a Chicago icon
Yeah.
without a question. It's gone now. So,
no, but I mean, it's on the piece of garbage. It's on the.
well, what's on Piece of Garbage is the matchups is there's one matchup with people that filled in the rat hole. That was the original fillers in. Now we can talk about they can just become these filler inners.
Right.
And then the rat hole itself, like Case, is not liking fun.
I didn't mind the rat hole.
Okay? The people around it you don't like.
I didn't get the hubbub. At the end of
Yeah.
the day, it was a hole in the ground. It's like the Grand
Right.
Canyon.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay, oh, cool, hole. All right, moving on to the next thing.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't need to fill it up. It would have eventually died down.
I don't
you?
think so.
No?
I think people still keep going with Reddit threads and things. It just comes up and does it. Also, the Grand Canyon, pretty impressive.
No, it's not. It's a hole in the ground.
Okay, it's my brother just went there with his family. I'll show you the pictures. It's unbelievable.
La-di-da.
Yeah.
Nice to have vacation money, huh?
I don't think you need to be rich to go to the Grand Canyon. So calm down with that. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And we just told you about the Rat Hole, the Chicago Rat Hole. And by the way, the Killers playing Lollapalooza. Those tickets coming up at 8 a.m. We'll have a song scramble for you. The Killers, Blink, Deftones, Hozier. Give me some more, Case.
Military Gun, The Last Dinner Party, Bridget Calls Me Baby, Skrillex, Tyler, the Creator. All the stars.
All of them.
Pierce the Veil.
Pierce the Veil. Thank you, Kara.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
And about 75 other bands.
Hey, at least.
And it's always fun to walk around and see them on the stages. So those tickets coming up at 8 a.m. Killers and Lollapalooza, be here for that. Now, we just talked about the Chicago Rat Hole being filled in. It's filled in and gone now forever. Not like the other people that filled in with plaster. It's been filled in with concrete. Our great friends, the Double Features, we do our basically opening song every day if you listen at 6 o'clock. They did a song about the Rat Hole.
Chicago rat hole, you left your mark in the city streets and in our hearts. Steamrolled in the pavements, you'll never know what your shape meant. We filled your hole with pocket change, a lord in hopes and dreams. Chicago rat hole, Chicago rat hole.
Rest in peace, Chicago Rat Hole. It's a real sad day.
Gone too soon.
Gone too soon. Also, Brooke checked in and said, I love this station. Never boring. Thanks. Also, we got both a bird and a squirrel feeder.
Oh, man. It's trouble in paradise.
I mean, if you're going to have a bird feeder, you got to have a squirrel feeder so they don't eat the stuff.
Or you
Again,
got to put Vaseline on the bird feeder because that's funny, watching those squirrels trying to get up there.
boy, you're mean.
yeah,
No,
that's
it's just-
sadistic.
Yeah.
Oh, my God,
I learned
Kara.
it from YouTube. Come on.
Did you learn smoking from us, too? I learned it from you, Dad. Speaking of smokers, here's Gil Curtis.
This is not headline news. Finland was named the happiest country in the world, probably because last year the government passed a ban on playing Morrissey. Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger are working on a new movie. It's the comedy pairing of the decade, responded the 1990s. High schools are bringing back shop class. Shop teachers give the move 2 thumbs up. Well, they would if they still had thumbs. Bill Belichick is writing a book. Based on what we know about Bill, the book jacket won't have sleeves. And a new study claims that money is addictive. Read more about it in the new issue of Problems Morning Radio Hosts Don't Need to Worry About. This is not headline news.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.